Welcome to this week's episode of the Texas Border Chronicles. I'm Jesus Chugasa, your host. It's a community affairs program dedicated to talk about issues affecting Laredo with community experts in their fields. With the holidays, as you know, we associate the holidays with Christmas, New Year's, and giving and nonprofits. And Laredo has more than 20 or so nonprofit organizations that are very active. The 20 organizations, we're able to get lucky enough to get 4 of them on the show today. Back in 2017, nonprofits raised more than $390 billion in 1 year for their organizations. And in fact, a week ago, we had the Giving Tuesday, which raised more than $500 million in donations for nonprofits all over the country. And a few of them were actually from Laredo. We're very fortunate today to have one particular group that's involved with nonprofits, and that happens to be the Golden Heart organization.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you. We have here Juanita Nunez Verrial and, of course, Maria Magaña, board member of the organization. Of course, you're the executive director of the organization. Tell us a little bit about your organization.
Okay, so the Golden Heart Project, it was established in 2015. After I was inspired, I'm a cancer survivor. You know, during my cancer journey, photography became a therapy for me. You know, the more that I would practice that therapy, I came across, getting to know a lot of people, who I would do photo sessions for. So, getting to know them during the photo session, I wanted to make them comfortable. So, I'd always introduce myself and, the subject of cancer always came up. So many people would tell me, oh my gosh, like my little neighbor, she had cancer, she's 2 years old, and my best friend's daughter is battling cancer. She was diagnosed at 3.5. So, I felt ignorant, not thinking. I guess, it doesn't hit home until, you don't think of cancer until you actually go through it. I was clueless. I didn't know children could be diagnosed with cancer. So, getting to know different children who had been in the battle, I was fortunate to meet 6 children in 2015. So I decided to do a photo session and put them all together, join them in together. And I said, you know what, let's start a movement. Being diagnosed with cancer, age has nothing to do. Cancer doesn't discriminate, and it's hard, not just on the person who's diagnosed, but on the family as well. So I can't imagine, what it is for a child or an adolescent to get their youngest years of their lives, robbed, to this horrible disease. So I decided to establish the Golden Heart Project. It was just an idea, it was out of labor of love, and we've come a long way. From 2015, we established a project with 6 children. To date, 33 children form part of the project. We've lost 7 angels, who are forever golden angels. And, through their journeys, through their experiences, we are motivated more to be a louder voice for this cause.
Now, you're a cancer survivor.
Yes.
So this came out of, really, there was no other organization in town that probably had your needs in mind. So you literally started this with other cancer survivors and put it together.
Exactly. As we know, come October, everything's pink, breast cancer. And a lot of people associate all types of cancers to the pink ribbon. I would, it would surprise me to see, children in elementary schools wearing pink and, let's go pink, let's go pink. But I would wonder, why not have children support other children? So the plant, the seed was planted in 2015. Right. I reached out to school districts, we established different events to try to get, this cause going in our city. And I can tell you that from 2015 to now, it's a big blessing, the project and the cause, it's the support we've gotten, and the project has grown. But the cause itself, more people are respecting it and honoring this cause,
Well, Maria, now you happen to be another survivor, and you're on the board. Now, Maria, you also are a cancer survivor.
Yes, I am. I was diagnosed at the age of 16 with Hodgkin's lymphoma. And, being diagnosed at such a young age, and also, transitioning into, college years.
In high school?
In high school, so I was sort of taken back, because I didn't even know cancer could affect kids. Right. I told my parents, what happened? What did I do wrong? So that's what came to me, did I do something wrong? But coming in contact with Janie, she taught me that it happens to everyone, that it's okay, that we're not alone. And the support the Golden Heart offers to us is more of a family bond. We're united as one, and our parents get that community support with them. So they're not alone, and I'm not alone.
Incredible story of survival, and certainly about family and community.
Yes.
And we're very lucky to have this organization here in Laredo. Thank you.
Yes.
How can Laredo help?
Laredo could help and can continue, helping by, supporting the events that are created for this type of cause. I know that it's not just the Golden Heart Project, but, through the Golden Heart Project, like I said, there's 33 members. That means there's 33 families who need our help. Some children who form part of this project, they're already survivors, meaning they've been cancer-free for over 5 years.
Right.
Some are in remission, some are in treatment. How can the community help? By supporting us or supporting them directly. Several of these children, their story, every child's story deserves to be heard. So, several children from the project, they have their Facebook pages. A lot of times they do plate sales, they do car washes, they do motorcycle rides, So I guess how could the community help? By supporting, like I said, our project and these events.
All the activities.
All the activities that are done.
And raising awareness,
Exactly.
education.
And mostly, like you said, helping us, raise awareness. Because, and receiving the education. Why? Because a lot of people don't, like I said, a lot of people don't know.
A lot of young people do not, and they don't realize that, cancer can affect everyone.
Yes.
And now, when you talk about childhood cancer, we're talking about those between being born to the age of 21.
Yes.
Correct. Because
Pretty
pediatric cancer, yes, they do treat them until the age of 21.
What is the phone number or address?
Okay, our contact number would be 956-701-7911. Our email address would be thegoldenheartproject@outlook.com. We do have a Facebook page, which is the Golden Heart Project, and pretty much that is where we
There's a lot
share
of happy faces
everything.
on Facebook.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you for being here. It looks like a great, successful start for your organization. I wish you many, many years of success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back after a few commercials. Welcome back to the show. We have Mr. Manuel Manny Sanchez, who's the co-founder and CEO of the Pillar Organization. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really, every time I visit with you, you always tell us some good stories about the type of work that you're doing. You've been working for some time with the organization.
Well, yes.
I mean, you're literally still kind of new, if you want to say. How many years have you all been available or providing services?
Pillar came to be formed in 2010, so we're going on almost our 10th year next year.
Right.
Myself and Arturo Diaz, we're the co-founders of the
Right.
organization.
And what was the purpose, what inspired you to open up Pillar?
We recognized that this community had a need for behavioral health services, and we saw it because working in the sexual health field, we noticed that there was a lot of spikes in infections
Right.
that were rooted in unaddressed behavioral health
Right.
issues and or substance use issues.
Right.
So we felt the need to mobilize a community to come together and create what has now come to be a comprehensive behavioral health
Right.
and substance use treatment center that is Pillar.
And I see you all work very close with the city of Laredo.
We do. We have a lot of partners in the community. The city of Laredo is one of them, and we're very proud to align ourselves with other entities that are trying to help the people in this community with all their services, whether it's physical health or mental health.
Now, I know that you work with a lot of suicidal types of cases
Correct.
and I guess mental health issues as well.
Correct.
How is Pillar structured, or exactly what type of services do you provide?
Sure. Pillar has over 20 programs under its umbrella. All the programs really target a myriad of needs, whether they're behavioral health in nature, substance use in nature, or sexual health.
Yeah.
Most of the times they're all interrelated, so we cover all of them. And within the sexual health, it's the HIV and hepatitis C that are
Yes.
primary focuses. However, we also target people with co-occurring conditions, people that have, depression, suicidal ideation, but also have a substance use issue as well.
And during this time, during the Christmas time, do you get a spike in types of cases, or do you get stress-related cases, or what is it?
Unfortunately, we do see that. We see that because people's emotions start to kind of run amok. If they've lost a loved one and they're missing them during this time of the year, that tends to affect someone's mood. Then you have diagnosable conditions like, seasonal affective disorder, for example, that comes into play. So our services are available year-round, but during this time of the year, we try to have more available therapists to help people in need.
And during this time, do you see some of your clients needing emergencies type of food and clothing and things like that? I mean, is that part of the type of services that you provide?
Very much so. Our organization from the beginning has been an evolving one, meaning that as needs surface, we try to meet them. So unfortunately, people's conditions are not limited to what they're going through mentally or physically. It brings in other key elements like food, shelter, clothing. So what we try to do is we try to work with our staff as well as community members to donate to us, and we're starting what we're calling a community closet. So even though we've already been helping people with food and clothing, for example, we're going to formalize that service now so people can come to Pillar, access non-perishable food items and
I've
clothes.
seen a lot of people go through your office when I was the judge, and you helped a lot of people. And I'm very glad that you're there, because I don't know where a lot of these people would have be getting the help, particularly the issues of people dealing with suicide.
Very much so.
That's an issue that certainly is very close to my heart, and to many other people who know people who have gone through situations like that.
It's a silent epidemic that now it's a little bit more mainstream in terms of people talking about it. Our culture, growing up here on the border, not a lot of people have discussions about behavioral health matters, but we try to do our best.
Yes. Now, what can Laredo do for you during this period of time? Or how can Laredo, Webb County help you?
Just what they've done from the beginning, continue to show their support in many ways. We exist because the community embraced our efforts from the beginning. And here we are today, continuing to grow, ever evolving, and it's all because of our community part.
Manny, where can people find Pillars if they're looking for them?
Sure. We're located on the corner of Corpus Christi and Seymour, and our number is 956-723-7457.
And their information is confidential, I would imagine.
Everything is confidential, and we'll be more than happy to help anyone with whatever their need is.
And the issue of money, I mean, some of these people are poor, they don't have enough money to pay for
We've eliminated economic issues as a barrier, so we encourage people to call in.
Great. Well, thank you. I appreciate the information. I'm sure the public appreciates that. We'll be right back.
I'm Sergio Lozano, and your problem is my problem.
Welcome back to the show. We had an opportunity to go to Bethany House, and we were able to ask a few questions about their operations and everything they're doing, the wonderful job they're doing at Bethany House. This is the report we got.
We've been here a while. It's been more than 40 years, and we started back in 1982 as a soup kitchen, and it's grown. It's grown. The issue of hunger and homelessness has gone better. But we still have that need. We have families and children out there, and we have our homeless population who request services. So over the years, we've grown. Our programs have grown, and now we have a men's shelter, we have a women's shelter, and we have families. We have transitional units for 17 families. So we've grown. We've grown.
Definitely.
Yes. In our meal program, in our dining facility, we serve over 300,000 meals per year.
And that has been increasing?
That has been increasing. Our meal program has not seen a drastic increase, but over the years it seems to be decreasing, and we fill those requests as needed. So over the last 10 years, it's increased year by year. Again, I'm not going to say tremendously or drastically, but we see a slight increase every year, and every year we're able to do a survey. We go out into the community on a given night. It's during January of every year, and we count the homeless. So we go to the bridges, we go to the streets, we go to the parks, we go to the shelters, We go to the school districts because there's children who are homeless. So we get an idea, we get a count, and we determine these data, these numbers, and we've made the observation that over the last 10 years, there seems to be an increase every year. Within the homeless population, we've recognized some factors. One of the factors being the housing component. So we have a percentage of our families and also single males and single females walking into our facility requesting housing, that they're homeless because they don't have a home. So we've recognized that there is a gap in affordable housing, and with our collaborations with other entities, we're able to fill those requests, with agencies like Laredo Housing Authority, with other agencies that assist with emergency assistance programs for rent and utilities. So we're able to lower that need, that percentage within the housing component, and then take each case day by day.
Then during the Christmas holidays, have you seen an increase, or is that basically the same as every Christmas?
Usually during the holiday season, and we're in December, so I would say at the beginning of November, we start seeing an increase. Number one, a factor, the weather, it starts getting colder, so we start seeing a lot more homeless, which are street homeless, visit our center, and that's where we see the increase. Within our family population, we see a marginal increase of families coming also to our center requesting assistance. Not only do we assist with shelter, but we assist with other essentials like clothing, furniture, and essentials that families out there need to be able to live a normal life.
Recently, you had the Mission Giving fundraiser. How did that go?
It was, it went very well. It went very well. This was the 14th annual Mission Give. And I want to say that our community came out and supported us. And I'm very grateful to them. We couldn't do it without them. And we had a lot of volunteers. We filled 2 tandem trucks.
2 trucks.
2 trucks full of children's clothing, adult clothing, hygiene, non-perishable items, furniture, toys, and it was just
tremendous outpouring.
It was just a tremendous outpouring that we saw on that day, and we were there since 7 in the morning all the way to 7 at night, and we're just very grateful to everyone. Our mission is to shelter and feed the homeless, and when somebody walks in Bethany, right away you see reality, and you make the observation, and you determine that there's individuals and families out there who are less fortunate, and it gives us that sense of giving back, that compassion. So we've seen a lot of volunteers come into our center, and it has continued to increase, and again, we're just very grateful to our community.
There's a sense of community here.
Yes, you see kids at any given afternoon who bring cookies and juice, and it's very emotional. It gets very emotional because you see our clients' gestures, and if I'm outside, I thank our visitors because I'm their voice. I see myself as their voice, and I'm here to say that our clients or families are just like any one of us. They're just going through a downturn, through a hardship, but I want to say that I speak for them, and they're very grateful for that 1 minute talk, for that smile, and for that gesture, and so it goes a long way. It really does. During the season, we're in the season of giving, like they say, and I would ask, and I challenge our community to go out there and help others. And this is a season of giving and helping, And we're here. We're here in the downtown. We're a center for hope. We're a center of hope. And that's something that we provide every day to individuals and families. So I would ask our community to, if you see a homeless individual, if you see a family, to take a minute of your time to say hello, to talk to them, to provide them a pair of socks, anything that would help them in their life. Any small token, it goes a long way. And I, for one, have made that observation day in and day out here at Bethany House. We're located again in the downtown area, and it's 817 Hidalgo.
And if they want to make a phone call, they want to reach out, where do they call?
For any information, for any donations, they can call our offices at 956-722-4152. Here at Bethany House, we are a facility. We are a meal program facility. We are a shelter, also facility. So we are open 24/7, 365 days a year. If someone comes to our doors and needs shelter, needs a warm place to sleep, needs a warm shower, needs clothing, any of our essentials that we have daily, we would make every effort to provide to them. Regarding meals, we serve 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. So, we don't close the doors on anyone. We're here to help and again, to provide that hope.
Laredo is a beloved organization that has done a lot to combat hunger and homelessness with a diverse population. We need to continue to support it, and we'll be right back after this break.
Hey, Mom's coming to San Antonio, and we really need to find her a home care provider.
Relax, I already got her Champion Care.
Champion Care? Here in San Antonio?
They're in San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Laredo, Zapata, and the Rio Grande Valley. In fact, they have offices all over South Texas.
Well, that's great, big brother, because they really know her history and her needs.
Exactly.
So where's Mom right now?
She's taking off to San Antonio as we speak.
Right now?
Right now.
Serious car collisions require personal attention, an attorney who's experienced and can finish the case without referring it out. If you are involved in a serious car collision, call Joey Theas, because serious car collisions require a serious and effective attorney.
Welcome back to the show. We have from the city of Laredo, Amanda Arambula here as public relations for the animal shelter.
Right.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I see you brought one of your friends over.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us. Of course, you are not a nonprofit organization, obviously, but the whole city always feels that their local shelter belongs to them, and they are part of all these little animals.
Right.
And so they all want to always give to the community. They always want to give to the city of Laredo from blankets and things like that. Yes. Before I do that, let me ask you, so how big is the animal shelter in Laredo?
The animal shelter in Laredo, I'm not sure the square feet or anything like that, but I know that
how many animals?
We have about 300 dogs
300
and
dogs?
70 cats.
My goodness, that's
Yes.
a lot.
Yes, and every day we get about 10 to 15 dogs. So it's super important for us to get as many out. That way there's room for those new ones coming in.
Definitely.
But yes, it's...
And you hold them for at least 72 hours?
Right, so every animal that's brought in as a stray needs to be held for 72 hours. Now if they have a microchip, it's a totally different situation.
Right.
We have to contact the owner and wait for them to respond, and different circumstances go into play.
So you bring them in through people who are they're strays, they bring them in by the city,
Right.
or the public just brings them in, they can't
Right.
take care of them?
Right, so we do get people, citizens who turn in their animals, that's
Right.
a surrender, or people that see strays and they bring them in as well.
Right.
And then our officers as well, they go ahead and go pick up animals that are called in to be strays, or even people that want to surrender the animal,
Right.
and the officer will go pick it up.
Right. Well, before it used to be that there was a lot of complaints to some degree about how they were being taken care of, but nowadays I don't hear almost anything from the animal shelter. Obviously, you all are doing a great job.
There's a lot of improvement, honestly. I have about 7 months there, and I've noticed from when I started to now, there's been a lot of improvement from the way the kennels
A
are
lot of
being kept.
professionalism. There's actually blankets now. They're kept warm in the winter.
yeah.
They're giving enough water, food. They seem to be taking care of. And you got the public also helping you.
Right, so we do get the public. The public has helped with, sharing for donations and things like that. And we've actually had a donation drive. Some of our local rescue partners, they've done an excellent job at getting these blankets donated, and we thank them a lot. So it does take a village, to get these things
Right,
done, and
definitely.
it's been super helpful.
Incredible.
We're very grateful.
Tell us a little bit about your friend here.
So this little one has 4 other siblings, but I just brought her. But so she was bred in as a stray without their mama. So there.
Can you stand up
Yes.
so everyone can see her?
So she's a German Shepherd mix. They're about 2 months old. They don't have their mama there, so they're kind of, at first
Right.
they cry a lot, but they're getting used to it.
Getting used to it.
But we definitely do push for these animals to be adopted or rescued. It depends on their age. If they're too young to get sterilized, we'd rather they get rescued.
When are they ready to be adopted?
Usually by the age of 4 months is a good adoption date, age, but they can be adopted as soon as the 72 hours are up, and we pass them up to the adoptable section. They can get adopted.
What is your fee and what is the process?
Okay, so the fee is $134, and that includes the animal gets sterilized, has the rabies vaccine, and microchip and registration. So we do have people that say that price is a little pricey, but they do need to take into consideration that a simple sterilization procedure does take about $300, like with a vet.
goodness.
So it's definitely a good deal. And we have free adoptions on Wednesdays right now as well.
Oh, you do? Well, then that's a good time to go on a Wednesday.
Yes, definitely. We
Good.
encourage people to go.
Definitely. Now, meantime, do you need volunteers or blankets or anything like that? Can people go do that?
Yeah,
Or-
we actually have a lot of volunteers, and some, not just because they have community service that's due, but because they do it out of their heart, and that's super meaningful. We see it.
Now, Laredo has some great pet owners, and
Yes.
I mean, their value is almost as equal as anyone else. So they're
Yes.
part of the family.
Yes,
So
definitely.
I definitely would encourage everyone to, if you could, to adopt a rescue and go to the local animal shelter and do it.
Yes.
Even though it's a little bit, like you said, maybe pricey for some, but in reality, you're taking care of our community being safe and taking care of our little four-legged friends as well.
Yes, and every animal that gets adopted, you're saving 2 lives. The animal that gets out, and that new cage that's available for the animal coming in.
Right.
So definitely.
And where can they, is it open 8 to 5?
So Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays we're open 8 to 5, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays 8 to 6, and Saturdays 10 to 2.
Okay. And the address?
Oh, we're located at 5202 Mayor Avenue. That's right next to the police department, the base.
Right.
And our phone number is 956-625-1860.
Good. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate it. Laredo, please continue to give to our nonprofit organizations. They obviously do so much for our community to take care of those who are unfortunately unable to take care of themselves. You can do so by providing food, clothes, money, or even volunteer hours, or even adopt one of the little ones here. Because at the end of the day, it's for our community. It'll make a better Laredo if we do that. On behalf of our show, Texas Border Chronicles, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next weekend.